Ladies and gentlemen, today we gather to discuss a reality that often goes unnoticed, unspoken, and sometimes misunderstood. It's the story of a woman with no friends, a story that echoes resilience, solitude, and a quiet strength that the world may overlook. In this fast-paced society of likes, followers, and connections, we often fail to notice the silent warriors walking their paths alone. But make no mistake, their journey carries lessons for us all. The power of solitude in a world filled with endless chatter, where noise often drowns out clarity, solitude emerges as a profound and underrated power. For the woman with no friends, solitude is not a burden, but a gift, an opportunity to connect with herself in ways most people never experience. Without the constant influence of others, she learns to discern her own thoughts, values, and desires. This absence of external voices creates a space where her inner voice can grow louder, clearer, and more confident. She doesn't need a committee to make decisions or a group chat to validate her feelings. She learns to trust herself. This self-trust isn't built overnight. It's forged in moments of reflection, trial, and error. While many might feel lonely in isolation, she sees it as a chance to delve deeper into her own mind and heart. She discovers her passions, strengthens her resolve, and cultivates a sense of purpose that is uniquely her own. Solitude allows her to observe the world without distraction. She notices the little things that others overlook. The stillness of a sunrise, the way a problem unfolds and resolves itself when given time. This attentiveness enhances her perspective, giving her a depth of understanding that is rare in a world preoccupied with constant interaction. Through solitude, she gains mastery over her emotions. Without a friend to confide in during moments of stress or sadness, she learns to sit with her feelings. She confronts them head-on rather than seeking escape or distraction. Over time, this practice builds emotional resilience. She realizes that her happiness, peace, and sense of worth don't depend on others but are cultivated from within. Moreover, solitude fosters creativity. Without the noise of external opinions, her mind is free to wander and explore new ideas. Many of the world's greatest thinkers, artists, and innovators have spoken of the power of solitude in birthing creativity and insight. Similarly, this woman finds that her moments of quiet reflection often lead to solutions, ideas, and dreams she never thought possible. It's important to note that solitude does not mean loneliness. The two are often confused, but they are fundamentally different. Solitude is chosen, it is embraced. Loneliness, on the other hand, is the absence of connection. While she may lack close friends, the woman with no friends often forms a deep connection with herself. This connection becomes her anchor, grounding her when life storms arise. Her solitude also teaches her the value of quality over quantity. She may not have friends now, but she understands that meaningful relationships are built on authenticity and mutual respect. She refuses to settle for superficial bonds or friendships built on convenience. This wisdom ensures that when she does choose to open her life to others, it will be for connections that truly matter. In a society that often equates being alone with being incomplete, this woman stands as a testament to the contrary. She reminds us that solitude is not something to be feared but embraced. It is a sacred space where growth, clarity, and self-discovery thrive. While many are lost in the chaos of social validation, she has found herself in the quiet of her. The power of solitude is her secret weapon. It equips her to face the world with strength, authenticity, and grace. She is not defined by the absence of friends, but by the richness of her inner life. And in that she finds a freedom and peace that many with bustling social lives might never. Strength in independence is often misunderstood. Many think of it as a fallback when no one is there to help. But for the woman with no friends, independence is a core strength. It is her way of life. It's not something she was given. It's something she cultivated, honed through experience and necessity. In a world that often emphasizes dependence on social circles for support, advice, or validation, she chooses to walk a path where her strength comes from within. Without friends to lean on in moments of doubt, she becomes her own pillar of support. She learns to analyze situations, make decisions, and take responsibility for the outcomes whether they bring success or failure. This self-reliance is not just practical, it's deeply empowering. Every decision she makes reinforces her belief in her capabilities. She doesn't second-guess herself because of what others might say or think. Instead, she trusts her instincts, her wisdom, and her ability to navigate life's challenges. Independence also reflects in her ability to handle life's burdens. From small tasks to major hurdles, she doesn't wait for someone else to step in and save the day. She rolls up her sleeves, faces the situation head-on, and finds a way through it. This proactive mindset doesn't mean she never struggles, but it means she never stops trying. Every time she overcomes a challenge on her own, her confidence grows. One of the greatest aspects of her independence is financial freedom. Without the distractions or obligations that often come with a large social network, she has the focus and discipline to build a stable life for herself. She works hard not just to survive, but to thrive. Her independence in managing her finances, career, and personal growth sets her apart as someone who refuses to rely on others for her success. Independence also shapes her character in profound ways. It teaches her resilience because she knows that life won't always be easy. There will be setbacks and disappointments, but she has learned that she can handle them. She doesn't need constant reassurance or validation to keep moving forward. Her strength lies in knowing that she has faced the worst on her own and come out stronger on the other side. Moreover, independence allows her to set boundaries in her relationships. When she chooses to connect with others, she does so not out of need, but out of choice. This difference is crucial because it means she approaches relationships from a place of strength rather than vulnerability. She doesn't feel the need to please others or compromise her values just to fit in. Instead, she knows what she wants and what she stands for. She doesn't waver in the face of pressure. Her independence is also a source of inspiration. While others might view her solitary journey as a sign of isolation, those who truly understand her see a woman who refuses to be defined by societal norms or expectations. She stands as proof that you don't need a crowd to walk your path. You just need courage, determination, and faith in yourself. Independence, however, does not make her immune to loneliness or difficulty. There are moments when the weight of doing everything alone feels overwhelming, but even in those moments, she doesn't give up. She rests, regroups, and gets back up. Her independence is not about being unbreakable. It's about being unyielding in her resolve to keep going, no matter how tough the road gets. Ultimately, the strength of her independence lies in its foundation. It's built on her understanding that while human connection is valuable, her happiness and fulfillment are not dependent on it. She knows she is enough, and that knowledge allows her to live her life authentically, without fear, and with a strength that inspires everyone who takes the time to see her for who she truly is. Facing society's judgment, society is quick to judge. And for the woman with no friends, the scrutiny can be relentless. In a world where social connections are often seen as a measure of success and happiness, her solitude is met with raised eyebrows and whispered assumptions. People question her choices, her character, and even her worth, often without understanding her journey. But she faces this judgment with grace, resilience, and unwavering self-awareness. The first hurdle she encounters is the stereotype that a lack of friends equates to a lack of value. Society tends to romanticize popularity, equating it with charm, success, and worthiness. For her, the absence of a large social circle doesn't mean she's inadequate. It means she has chosen authenticity over superficiality. She refuses to force relationships for the sake of appearances, and that courage sets her apart. Criticism often comes from those who don't understand her strength. People might say, she must be difficult, or she's probably too picky, as if solitude is something to fix or apologize for. Yet she knows that true connection is rare and meaningful relationships can't be rushed. Rather than succumbing to the pressure to conform, she embraces her individuality, showing that her life is not defined by others' expectations. She also faces the challenge of being misunderstood. Society often paints solitary women as sad or broken, but she is neither. Her solitude isn't a result of failure. It's a conscious choice or reflection of her journey. She values depth over quantity. And she knows that surrounding herself with the wrong people is far lonelier than walking alone. The judgment she faces isn't just verbal. It's often silent, lurking in the disapproving looks or the subtle exclusion from group activities. Yet, she doesn't let these moments weaken her. Instead, they strengthen her resolve to live life on her own terms. She learns to rise above the negativity, understanding that other people's opinions are a reflection of their insecurities, not her reality. Her response to judgment is not one of defiance, but of quiet confidence. She doesn't need to explain her choices or prove her worth to anyone. Her life speaks for itself. She shows that solitude is not a weakness, but a testament to her ability to stand firm in who she is, even when the world tries to define her differently. In facing society's judgment, she becomes a mirror for others. Her independence and self-assuredness often challenge the norms that people hold on to. She inspires those who feel trapped by societal expectations to rethink what truly matters. She proves that you don't need to fit into a mold to live a fulfilling, meaningful life. Finally, she turns judgment into a source of strength. Every raised eyebrow, every critical comment becomes fuel for her growth. She uses it as motivation to keep moving forward, to succeed not in spite of society's judgment, but because she refuses to let it dictate her path. Her ability to thrive amidst criticism is a reminder that our worth is not determined by others, but by the courage we have to be ourselves. Facing society's judgment is never easy, but for the woman with no friends, it's a challenge she meets with dignity and strength. She walks her path knowing that true validation comes not from others, but from the peace and purpose she finds within herself. Resilience through challenges. Life is full of challenges. And for the woman with no friends, those challenges often come without the safety net of a support system. Yet it is precisely this lack of external help that shapes her into one of the most resilient individuals you will ever encounter. Each obstacle she faces becomes a lesson, each setback a stepping stone, and each moment of adversity an opportunity to grow stronger. Resilience for her isn't just a buzzword. It's her reality. When difficulties arise, she doesn't have the luxury of leaning on a group of friends for emotional support or advice. Instead, she turns inward, relying on her own strength and resourcefulness. This self-reliance fosters an unshakable confidence in her ability to navigate life's storms. No matter how fierce they may be, every challenge she overcomes alone is a testament to her inner strength. When faced with failure, she doesn't wallow in self-pity or blame her circumstances. She takes responsibility for her life, analyzing what went wrong and figuring out how to move forward. She understands that resilience is not about avoiding hardship. It's about facing it head-on, coming out stronger on the other side. Her resilience also stems from her ability to adapt. Without friends to help shoulder her burdens, she learns to be flexible and creative in finding solutions. Whether it's managing a demanding job, handling financial difficulties, or dealing with personal struggles, she adapts to the situation and finds a way through it. This adaptability becomes one of her greatest assets, allowing her to thrive in circumstances that might overwhelm others. One of the most remarkable aspects of her resilience is her ability to process and manage her emotions. She has no one to vent to in moments of frustration or sadness, so she learns to sit with her feelings, understand them, and work through them. This emotional intelligence not only strengthens her, but also allows her to approach challenges with a level head and a clear mind. Her journey isn't without moments of doubt. There are times when the weight of doing everything alone feels almost unbearable. But even in those moments, she refuses to give up. She rests when she needs to, but she never quits. She knows that every hardship she endures is shaping her into someone even stronger, someone who can face anything life throws her way. This resilience doesn't just benefit her. It inspires others. People who observe her strength often wonder how she manages to keep going despite the odds. Her story becomes a beacon of hope for anyone who feels overwhelmed or isolated, proving that resilience is a skill that can be cultivated through perseverance and determination. Importantly, her resilience is not about being invulnerable. It's about understanding that vulnerability and strength go hand in hand. She allows herself to feel pain, fear, and disappointment, but she doesn't let those emotions define her. Instead, she uses them as fuel to keep moving forward. Through her challenges, she learns that life is not about avoiding struggles, but about embracing them as opportunities to grow. Her resilience becomes a badge of honor, a testament to her courage and determination. She walks through life with a quiet confidence, knowing that no matter what comes her way, she has the strength to overcome it. In the end, her resilience is what sets her apart. It's what allows her to not just survive, but thrive. She teaches all that the most powerful form of strength is the one forged through challenges, and that even when we feel alone, we have the ability to rise above and become our own greatest source of support. Rediscovering the power of solitude in a world that often glorifies constant connection. The woman with no friends discovers something, the power of solitude. To many, being alone might seem like a curse, but for her it becomes a sanctuary, a space where she can truly be herself without judgment, expectations, or distractions. Solitude transforms from a state of isolation into an invaluable gift. In her solitude, she finds clarity. The noise of the world fades away, allowing her to hear her own thoughts and feelings. Without the influence of others, she can examine her desires, fears, and ambitions with honesty. This introspection helps her understand who she is at her core and what she truly wants from life. Solitude doesn't separate her from the world. It helps her reconnect with herself. And solitude is where her creativity flourishes. Free from the pressure to conform or seek approval, she can explore her passions without inhibition. Whether it's writing, painting, building, or dreaming up new ideas, her alone time becomes a wellspring of innovation. Many of history's most creative minds found their spark in moments of solitude, and she is no. The power of solitude also lies in its ability to recharge her spirit. Life's demands can be draining, and while many seek solace in the company of others, she finds it in quiet reflection. Solitude allows her to rest, to breathe, and to regain the energy she needs to face the world. It becomes her refuge, a place where she can find peace amidst the chaos. Through solitude, she learns to appreciate the small, beautiful moments that often go unnoticed in a busy life. The stillness of the early morning, the way the sunlight filters through the trees, the sound of rain against the window. These moments become treasures. She doesn't need a crowd to validate her experiences. She finds joy in simply being present. Her solitude also teaches her independence of thought. She doesn't blindly follow trends or opinions, but she has taken the time to develop her own beliefs and values. This intellectual independence gives her a quiet confidence in her choices, even when they go against the grain. She is not swayed by the fear of standing alone because she knows the strength of her convictions. Solitude, however, is not the absence of connection. It's the foundation for meaningful connection. Because she has spent time understanding herself, she knows how to connect deeply with others when she chooses to. She values quality over quantity, seeking relationships that are genuine and impactful. Some might confuse her solitude with loneliness, but she knows the difference. Loneliness is the longing for connection, while solitude is the fulfillment found in one's own company. She embraces solitude not because she has to, but because she recognizes its worth. It's not a void to be filled. It's a canvas where she paints the story of her life. Yet solitude is not without its challenges. There are moments when the silence feels heavy, when she wishes for someone to share a thought or a laugh. But she understands that those moments are fleeting. They do not diminish the power of her solitude. They enhance her appreciation for connection when it does. Rediscovering the power of solitude is not just about being alone. It's about embracing the strength, wisdom, and peace that come with it. She teaches us all that solitude is not something to fear, but something to cherish. It is a reminder that in the quietest moments, we can find the loudest truths about who we are and what we are capable of achieving. Building inner peace and self-worth. For the woman with no friends, her journey is not merely about navigating solitude or facing judgment. It is about building something far more profound, inner peace and self-worth. These two elements become the foundation of her life, giving her a sense of completeness that doesn't rely on external validation. She discovers that true contentment comes from within, and this realization transforms her existence. Inner peace isn't something that happens overnight. It's a process, She learns to let go of the noise that comes from societal expectations, personal doubts, and the pressure to fit in. Instead of fighting against her circumstances, she embraces them, understanding that her path is unique and doesn't need to mirror anyone else's. In this acceptance, she finds a calm that no outside force can shake. Inner peace is rooted in self-awareness. Through her journey of solitude, she has spent time reflecting on who she is, her strengths, weaknesses, dreams, and fears. This self-awareness helps her navigate life with clarity and purpose. She no longer wastes energy comparing herself to others or chasing what society deems valuable. Instead, she invests in what truly matters to her, and this alignment brings her peace. Building self-worth is perhaps her greatest accomplishment. Without friends to affirm her or validate her choices, she learns to do this for herself. She recognizes her value not because of what others think, but because of the qualities she embodies: resilience, kindness, intelligence, and courage. She doesn't need applause or approval to feel worthy. Her worth is intrinsic and unshakable. She also learns to set boundaries that protect her peace. Without a constant need to please or accommodate others, she can focus on what's right for her. This ability to prioritize her well-being is a powerful act of self-love. It shows that she values herself enough to say no to things that drain her, and yes to what uplifts her. And her inner peace and self-worth make her a beacon of strength. People who encounter her are often struck by her confidence and calm demeanor. She doesn't feel the need to prove herself or seek attention because she is at ease with who she is. This quiet assurance is inspiring, reminding others that they too can find fulfillment within themselves. Of course, the journey is not without its moments of doubt. There are days when the world's expectations creep in, whispering that she should be different, that she should try harder to fit in. But she has built a strong foundation, and these doubts do not linger. She reminds herself of how far she has come and how much she has grown, and she moves forward with renewed conviction. Her self-worth also allows her to approach life with gratitude. She sees the beauty in her independence, in the lessons she has learned, and in the person she has become. This gratitude further strengthens her inner peace, creating a cycle of positivity that sustains her through life's ups and downs. In building inner peace and self-worth, she has discovered the ultimate freedom, the ability to live life on her own terms. She is not bound by the need for validation, nor is she weighed down by the judgments of others. Her life is a testament to the power of self-reliance, self-love, and the quiet strength that comes from knowing your worth. Her journey teaches us that true peace and self-worth are not found in the approval of others, but in the relationship we have with ourselves. By focusing on what truly matters, she shows us all that we are enough, just as we are, and that the most meaningful connection we can ever make is the one within. The journey of a woman with no friends is not a tale of loneliness, but one of self-discovery, resilience, and growth. It's a reminder that while society may measure worth by social connections, true strength comes from within. She teaches us that solitude is not something to fear, but a powerful space for transformation. Through her experiences, we learn that the absence of friends does not equate to emptiness. Rather, it opens the door to a deeper connection with ourselves. The woman who walks this path is not defined by what she lacks, but by the richness she creates from her own inner resources. She shows us that resilience isn't just about surviving life's storms, it's about growing stronger because she proves that peace and self-worth are not gifts given by others, but cultivated in the quiet moments when we learn to embrace who we truly are. So, let us not pity those who walk alone, but honor them, for in their solitude they possess a strength that many will never fully understand. They remind us that the most important friendship we will ever have is the one with ourselves. And when we come to understand that, we unlock the greatest potential for happiness, fulfillment. In the end, it's not about how many friends we have. It's about how deeply we are connected to our own hearts and minds. So let us all strive to find our own inner peace, our own self-worth, and to walk the path of self-discovery just as she has done. The journey may be long, but it will always lead us back to the most important person we'll ever meet.